Here we go. You got your phone?
I got my phone.
Got your phone. Everyone's got their phones. Yay. I think everyone should stop being active today. Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Thanksgiving Day Show live.
Is anybody there?
You're there. That's all we need. We just need you. Need you.
Well, in that case... How do they play a commercial?
Oh, is it playing a commercial?
Yeah.
I like commercials. Commercials are good. Hope everyone is up and having fun on this beautiful Thanksgiving Day. As you can tell, we're back at the beach. Ooh, wide shot. Stay in the wide shot, Haley.
That's right.
There we go. Look at that, everyone. So if you're cold and well, we're not. Well, actually, it is kind of breezy.
I was gonna say it's like 60.
Yes.
Is it 60? I think
is
it's like
60.
70. Really?
Yeah.
It's 60? It's 60 here. Oh my gosh. Who would have known? Hey, hey, hey. From
Indiana.
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 So how's everybody doing? I hope you had a great night. I hope everyone's going to have a wonderful day. I'm here in Cincinnati. Love the show. Best of wishes. Awesome.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, bro.
Tlalpa Guerrero.
Yeah?
31
Guerrero.
degrees.
31.
Hello from Michigan.
Hey from Michigan. My
Connecticut.
my home country. Only someone from Michigan.
It's
My
40
home
degrees
state.
in Tennessee.
Happy Turkey Day. Happy Turkey Day. That's right. I don't know why they call it. They should just change it to the International
Where
Turkey
you
Day.
guys are?
We're at Dunedin Beach here in sunny Florida. Thought this is the we're gonna have to come up with a cool name for this other than the Thanksgiving show.
Yep.
It's just coming through. 14 degrees.
Yeah. Oh.
These nuts in the house. What's up, Bobby?
Why does he say
It's all about.
Hello from Norway.
Why do you go
that? Okay, why
dilly
does
dilly?
he keep
California.
Oh, he's just having fun with the Robert thing. Apparently, he knows how much that irritates the crap out of me.
I gave him a thumbs down in the comments
Kentucky.
for calling you.
30 degrees in Maryland. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay,
to
so
you.
what are we here if you hate the beach?
Because they don't have a beach where they're at, and they don't have this cool.
They're in Miami.
I mean, it's 18 degrees. Well, if they're in Miami, they can just look out their window, right? Because I believe everyone in Miami just goes out their window and they think it's
What's
beachy.
going on, Texas?
So
It's a
how
lot
was
of
your week,
dogs.
Fernando?
That's
How was
good.
your week? What did we
Okay.
do this week?
We do a lot of rewiring.
That's right. If you guys saw the picture of the Scar audio, it's 22 in Canada. Jesus.
Negative.
Canada.
Negative.
Negative. Okay,
Oh.
either way. So we did that. If you guys saw the pictures on Instagram of the Scar audio, that was a rebuild. Unfortunately, we're not filming right now. Cape Town, South Africa. There you go.
Laredo, Texas.
So that was a nightmare that we ran into. That
Yeah.
was just supposed to be 2 amp rewire, and it turned into a whole bunch of other rewiring. We had to pull the tweeters. We did see some real creative stuff in that. That was a Ford F-150, as you know, aluminum body.
Yep.
If you got an aluminum body F-150, as you guys know, we've tried everything in those for grounding purposes. We've gone to the frame. Some guys have said, oh, the aluminum should be conductive enough. And the answer to that is all no. If
No.
you've got an
It
F-150,
should, but it's not.
run it to the battery. You need to ground at the battery.
So I put the picture
Yes.
from the fuse box. I mean, from the fuse holder, and
Yes.
somebody asked, "Why do you run the ground all the way to the battery?" Like,
The aluminum is just not cooperating, and even the frame rail, because originally we were like, go to the frame rail, it works fine. Not so much. Wake up, Haley, wake
What's
up.
up, Haley?
Sorry.
So if you're doing a Ford F-150 with that aluminum, just go to the battery and save yourself the headache. And I
Yeah.
will say, if you're doing a DSP in one of those and you're not going to it, you will have all kinds of fun noise from your DSP. So it's just not working out. So this got a 0 gauge ground. That was his problem, most of it anyways. He'd come in and we'd said, well, take it back and have him run a ground. He's like, I don't want to deal with these people anymore.
Okay, Dean, why are you wife
boring,
never
man.
in the videos?
She's starting to come into the boring life a little bit here and there, right?
Yeah. We're forcing her to.
No, actually, she's kind of like doing one of these.
Yeah.
And then I just edit it out.
That's so much.
How do you like doing the videos? Let's go with that. I mean, so we got to do the interview last week. You know, a little Q&A as we
Last
found out
week.
last week. How do you like being on YouTube? Having your own show?
It's okay.
What do you mean it's okay?
I don't tell my friends about it.
Why not?
Because it's weird.
It was your idea.
I know.
It's funny.
McKenna's the only one that watches it.
McKenny, okay. But for those of you guys who don't know, Haley has her own YouTube show. It's called The Boring Life of Dean and
We
Haley.
need to get more females watching it.
Yeah.
100% of our viewers are male. It's weird.
But a lot of them are dads, you know,
I
and a
know.
lot of them just, you know, it's good to see that, you know.
YouTube is weird.
Yeah, YouTube is weird, yeah. Totally. What else did we do this week?
Don't worry, he's gonna eat. I swear.
What, me?
Yeah.
Well, right now I'm not running. I'm actually, this is my second week off.
What's going on,
I
Scott?
pulled a butt muscle of some kind that's really been murder. I can't even think of what it's called, and it's some weird name. You know, like most medical names are really long and stupid. Involves a lot of stretching, but it's like someone Charlie horsed you right in the butt cheek, and it pinches thy sciatic nerve. So it's like, depending on what time of the day, it's either your hip hurts, your spine hurts, your back, your leg. It's been just pure hell.
All right. Where's a good spot for an amp rack on a 2016 Ram with the Fox box?
Underneath the seats. We go
Yeah.
underneath the two front seats. There's little air vents that come up underneath the seats. So what we do is we just build risers and come up above those vents. And then really that's about it. I will say that, you know, you do have a tad bit of room behind the seat, because if you're putting a Fox box in, you do have to take the seat all the way out to make your life a heck of a lot easier. As we said on the Saturday show, if you're doing that Fox box, make sure you take the seat out, put the tubs in, put the top on, get everything measured and lined up, tape the tubs into the box, pull the whole thing out, pre-drill it, silicone it, put them back on, screw it down, let it dry. We have that 30-minute caulk. If you didn't see that one and you're doing a Fox box, go back and watch the Saturday live show. I don't know, it's halfway through, I think we talk about that. So
Somebody say,
yes.
Somebody say, oh my God, your dad is talking about his back.
She's my daughter. She's heard a lot worse. I mean, you know. Yeah. And by the way, have you guys seen this view?
Again.
Again, look at this. And we got a bicyclist coming.
All right. I have a 3.5 3 ohm infinity speaker running of the Pioneer Hair unit.
Yes.
You recommend to not use them in one of the videos.
Yeah. Well,
it's okay to continue.
so Infinity.
What's up, Johnny?
So Infinity changed the ohm load onto those to that 3.3 or whatever it is ohm load up from the 2 ohm load, because they found that
Johnny?
most of the radios were cutting out at the lower ohm load. So apparently now,
Oh, it's
with
Jeff.
that,
Jeff Smith.
hey Jeff. Apparently now Jeff will be on the show the last week before Christmas. He'll
Yep.
be on the Facebook Live show doing a Q&A. I don't have the calendar, so I don't know the date, but it's going to be fun.
Yep.
So they've changed the ohm load on those Infinities to make them higher, so that with those decks they don't cut off as quick. I will say that, you know, with the current state of the way these manufacturers are building these cheap IC chips in these radios, it's going to be tough. I mean, if you've got a Pioneer, you know, if you got an Alpine, you know, you got the Kicker Key, which is really affordable. You have the 455U Alpine that's really affordable, and you got the GM 1000 or 100 from Pioneer. They're all little tiny brick amps that are designed to work off that radio power. Pick one of those up, that'll solve all your issues. We're getting ready, we talked about it yesterday. We want to, because we're going to start doing not just diaries, but we're going to get back to the install base stuff, and we have something coming out on that here next year sometime, addressing these questions, something like this that we'll be able to direct you to, because this is a really common question. But the other question I had this morning was, someone was asking me about, he was designing his system and how he wanted to run everything, and he was going to use the audio control LC 4.800 to run rears and sub. And it's a 4-channel amp, and 4-channel amps typically will do 2 ohm stereo, 4 ohm mono. And he was like, why won't it do 2 ohm mono? And it was like, well, because that would be 1 ohm stereo, and it won't do that. So you know, you got to make sure you read and understand those ohm loads on these things because that's how things get blown up.
Haley, you should have one of your friends on your show.
We've had Clarissa on at the hockey
She
game.
wasn't into it.
No, she wasn't into it. That's for sure. You know, you know, YouTube is and doing videos is a tough one, don't you think? I mean, I have to, like, both of you guys, you know.
Yeah, I'm kind of shy.
You're not just camera. I mean, it's tough sometimes. I have to like get in there and be like, okay, let's do this
you
again.
get all crazy. You get like, okay, guys, this is what
He
we're
has
gonna
too much
do.
energy.
Yeah. No. But no, that's how you are.
Oh yeah,
I'm
but I
like,
mean,
okay.
and it's tough. I
It's
mean,
so fake.
So
what's
fake.
it's whatever. That's so mean. No, it's not
God.
because you'll look at me, give me the dirty look. You can't right now because your cheeks are, yeah. You'll give me the dirty. Like, I had the dirty look the whole morning going, you gave me like 10 minutes to get ready.
No, you gave me like 5 seconds. He woke me up at 9 and said we were picking Fernando up at 9:15. I
didn't
said,
pick him up till 9:38, so it was all good, baby. It's all good.
okay, someone said, is it sciatica?
Yeah, it's
Asking because wife is a PT.
so it's not. It's the nerve. Yeah. Anyone have any experience?
No,
with
it's piriformis syndrome.
piriformis syndrome. The piriformis muscle runs from your tailbone over to your hip, and the sciatica can actually be, according to all the research I've done, actually can be run through it, run under it, run around it. Anyways, when that nerve does this, the sciatica just goes, ow, stop. And of course it hurts your tailbone, it hurts your hip, it can cause pain up your spine. It's basically just a real pain. And nothing I love more than pain. And of course right now, because of it, I'm walking slow, which is driving you crazy.
So annoying.
Yeah, why are you going down the stairs? Like last night at the hockey game, I'm trying to go down the stairs because naturally we sit in the cheap seats.
Hey,
So
they're
you're
great
walking down the
seats.
stairs. She's like, "Why's your leg shaking?" I'm like, "I don't know, because I'm in exquisite pain." Yeah,
Okay, hammer Thanksgiving. Or-
probably those crazy shoes.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Ham or turkey for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. We're going to Artie's house.
Yeah.
You guys know Artie. If he works at PAC Amp, he's one of my best friends. We're going to his house. His wife is combination of Japanese and Brazilian. She was born in Japan, lived in Brazil. She's an amazing cook. So I pray to God we're not doing turkey or ham. Just some crazy stuff that she comes up with because man, the stuff she comes up with is insane.
Well, answer the question.
But we had turkey and ham last week, and I'm a ham guy,
Me too.
Okay.
which is funny because I guess I'm a big ham. Anyways.
Yep. All right. So you think the kicker key,
Oh my god.
the kicker key will fit inside the Subaru Forester? I would.
I mean, the amp's literally this
Yeah, but
big.
I don't recommend to put it inside the dash.
Well, you could probably put it up underneath the steering column or over underneath the glove box somewhere. It depends.
Okay.
But I mean, it's literally.
Because,
it's
if
here.
you want to
We're in the back of Haley's
something,
car right now, so I mean,
Yeah.
I could look, but I'm not going to because it's underneath the seat. But it's tiny, man. You could probably, if you're gonna, you'll find a place for it because it is that small. It's actually the crossovers that we put in, the KS crossovers that we put in.
Yeah.
The two of them together were bigger than the amplifier.
All right. Is Directech worth it for the wiring diagram, or will all data be worth it?
All data. Well, okay, so if you want real information, all data is going to have the real information, and you don't get the joy of having to deal with directed. Not that there's any problem with directed, but they have, you have to order so much. You have to, if you live up north and you do a whole bunch of remote starts, that's not going to be an issue for you. Here in Florida, we do like, what, 3-4 a year at our store? And then as far as alarms go, thank you, getting exhaust on your truck.
Exactly. So I'm sorry. Jeff Smith is gonna be in December 17th.
Thank you, December 17th, Jeff. That's going to be a live Q&A show on Facebook.
Yep.
But it's going to be Q&A where we've already interviewed him, so we know all the stuff to know. We just want to get a different perspective on things and seeing
That's
how
right,
he's
Johnny.
the PAC national trainer. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Fernando and Haley with the coats on, Dean with the tee. That's right. This is the 5-star tee that you guys can pick up at teespring/store/5-star. We got a whole bunch of them on there. Definitely want to get one for Christmas.
Yep.
I'm just saying, it's tough to shop for guys. Like, what do you ask? Hey, Dad, what do you want for Christmas?
I already know what I'm getting you.
Oh my! Oh my God. I will say the funny thing was is we went to Hollywood Studios last weekend and sat on Santa Claus's lap, and Haley, what did Santa Claus ask? Haley goes, so I'm Santa.
Oh, it's so
What do you
weird.
want for Christmas, darling?
An Apple Watch.
Oh! Apparently you think Santa's workshop is made out of gold. He's just kind of winking at me. I'm going, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
Told
you
me
got
that
this,
he
buddy.
loved me, so.
Yeah. What was that say? 2007 Equinox ever done, Fernando? We've done the 2007 Equinoxes.
Yeah. It's in the install diary.
Well,
so.
if you notice, the names of the install diaries are starting to change to the names of the cars instead of the kooky names that I was using at the beginning. As we go, we learn. It's okay. But that makes it easier for you guys to try to find stuff. At some point, we may go back and try to change some of those names to reflect the cars. That way, it makes more sense.
Yep.
But it's just a time thing.
All right, Jeff said, not
Yeah,
Jeff,
it's the other
Jeff
Jeff.
Smith. Other Jeff said,
Yes.
pulling the trigger on the Dayton
Oh, the Titan.
408 DSP.
Ooh.
It's on sale right now, so finally got an active. Wish me luck.
Ooh, it's
Good
on
luck.
sale. So that's going to be at Parts Express. What's it on sale for? I'm curious. I
Yeah.
might have to pick one up because everyone keeps asking about that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what also is coming out?
What?
The Prima. What's that new Prima amp? The new 8-channel.
Yes.
The new Prima 8-channel is
Mhm,
coming out.
mhm.
That's going to be what 85 by 8 or
Hertz,
something like that.
yeah.
No, it's the Prima.
Oh,
Odyssey
Addison.
Prima.
Addison, yeah.
Well,
Well, also Hertz become have
Yeah.
new SPL stuff. So.
Yeah, yay. No, the
Hey.
new 8-channel Prima is coming out. Bill just sent all the information on it. It just flows from
Sean say get your dad a walker for Christmas. Haley.
Trust me, man. It was rough, man. I came with crutches one day to work. Luckily, I didn't need them. I just kind of stood at the bench and did wiring harnesses.
I was surprised that you had the crutches.
Anyway, what does
A
that
lot
say?
of people drive on this beach, yes.
Oh yeah. It's not really. This is a causeway, so like there's this and there's a beach on the other side and there's a road down the middle. You can, if you want, go swimming out here. There's also really nice, if you go that way some, there's really nice places where you can rent the kayaks and the paddle boards and the catamarans and all that. There's a nice little balcony style restaurant. You know, where you get like hamburgers and nachos and stuff like that. It's a really cool place, but if you keep going to the end of this, then you actually get to the beach. It's a state park you have to pay to get into. But that's, and if you want to see that, if you saw The Punisher that John Travolta was in, that was actually filmed on this beach.
All right. Can you run 120 watts on the stock F-150 door speaker wiring?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Well, okay, so if it's gonna be crossed over very high, yes. What we'd probably do in this case, if it was gonna be that much power, if we couldn't get through the kicks, like if it's a new F-150 and getting through those kicks involves drilling holes through that, we wouldn't do that. I'm just getting through the boot. We'd run the wires up into the kicks, so we'd run a thicker wire up into the kicks, and then you just have that little piece going from the kick panel into the door. That would be fine. We've done that with high wattage systems, and that seems to be, well, it doesn't seem, it does work great. You doing okay there, kiddo?
Yeah, it's
All right. I've been doing research about the 360 camera in the 2015 Nissan Rogue,
Yeah.
and the pack does not have a unit for that yet.
No.
Any way you can find out from pack?
Yeah, I'll find out next week. If I think about it, if I remember.
Can you mount a Rockford 400 4D and a 250.1 under the seats in a 2010 Genesis Coupe?
Ooh, probably not. Those things go all the way to the floor.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Go in the trunk, man.
Yeah, definitely have to go in the trunk. Brand Motion for 360 cams. There you go. Check out Brand Motion. See what
There you
they
go.
got.
That's it.
So how's college going, kiddo?
It's almost over.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So this is semester 3 in the bag?
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Dean is showing off, Mr. Tough Guy.
No, actually I'm quite cold. It's just
Sorry.
the jacket was getting annoying.
You can wear my
I
sweatshirt.
got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Not really.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alright, Rockford T1 6.5 came with excellent 7-inch components. Looking for loud, clear vocals, I have a Pioneer 8604.
Loud clear vocals are going to put you into the Rockfords, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Would you agree with
Yeah,
that?
definitely.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Rockfords are hard to beat. I would say maybe save up just a little bit more and go all the way up to the T2. Okay, you might spend about $100 more, and it would be worth it. Extremely worth it. Totally worth it.
Yeah, Trini, yes, the DNF tool drawer, it's already up to date.
It's up to date with the meters, so all the electronics portion of it are up to date. There's going to be some hand tools that I need to add to it, but like the Lumis up there and a couple of the other things that we use.
Happy Thanksgiving, John.
Hopefully that's kind of going to be my project here for Thanksgiving, other than getting up the 10 things that you should get for Christmas from your loved ones, right? Don't look at that list. I already have everything on it.
Pretty much twice.
Yeah, twice, yes.
Yeah.
Because if you have one, you're gonna need two. Because at
And
some
maybe
point,
3.
you're gonna donate one of them to an unworthy car that you're working on. Hence
Donating
the
everything.
Milwaukee Roto Zip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
or
true.
the Milwaukee soldering iron you decide to break in half when you shut the door of a car.
You
She
guys
doesn't.
have the whole weekend off?
We do?
I'm asking.
No, we gotta go to work tomorrow.
I'm
We're
like,
back
we
to-
do?
I was gonna
That's
say,
so nice.
whoa. Did Paul text you and I didn't know that? Yeah, by the way, this is my official kicker hat that I bought when I was out there at Oklahoma. I love this hat. It's gray. Gray is my favorite color, so yes. Really excited about that. No, we were back to work on Friday, and then of course we do another live show Saturday. So for those of you, that love the live show, we'll be back live Saturday. Don't want to miss that for more fun and excitement. Of course, tons of questions. A little bit more upbeat than this one. This, of course, is the Thanksgiving show, and we're here at the beautiful Dunedin Causeway in Dunedin, Florida. I'd like to say it's my hometown, but I'm from Michigan, but I've lived here pretty much my whole life. After that, moved here when I was 10. But there you go. Look at that beach. This is our snow right here, white sandy stuff. White sandy stuff. That's awesome.
Alright. Hey guys, happy holidays. Is there a sound quality difference between the mids and highs range unit and the newest Kenwood double-in units?
So we're talking about the 9905
Yeah.
and the 995. Is there a sound quality difference between those and, let's say, scaling back down to the 8 series, the 7 series, or possibly even the 9904, 994? And the answer is going to be yes. They are by far the best product that...
Point where you're from.
What?
Point where you're from.
Where am I from?
Yeah, in Michigan.
Oh, those units are going to be right here. Those units are going to be the best thing that Kenwood has ever put out. Sound quality, performance, speed, the clarity of the screen, the best off-axis viewing of any radio I've ever seen. You know what? That's that. Question, Haley, for you, darling. Since you got the cool kicker key amplifier installed, you got the new mids and highs installed in your car, the KS series components and coaxials. Thank you, Lori.
Yeah.
Has it changed your life at all? Has your listening habits, because you just had that P310 in there, which was just giving you some bass, which that was a big improvement.
312.
I'm sorry, 12. That was a big improvement. What do you think about your mids and highs? I mean, I know you don't get imaging or any of that stuff, and you just sit there and go, okay, Dad, whatever. But I mean, how do you like the way it sounds?
Can I turn it up? Can I turn
I
it
like
down?
it. I turned it up high.
Yeah, you killing
Yeah.
it? Does it sound better than before?
Yeah.
A lot better? Use your adjectives. Go ahead.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I just listen to music and sing at the top of my lungs. I don't
This,
know.
my
what
friends,
sounds like.
is the reason. This is what's wrong with the youth of today, and this is why Pandora and Spotify are awesome. And everyone goes, "How much is Tidal?"
Okay, well, I don't feel like buying music. It's just.
YouTube Music all the way,
Sorry.
right? How can you make a sound quality system with people like you that just don't care? This is the fate of the world right here, people. The fate of the world.
Well,
We have to teach
you
them
could get
young.
me Apple Music.
I would rather
Is
get
that-
Tidal. Apple Music is not as good. Tidal's better.
Well,
Yeah.
you can get
The
whatever
high
you
quality
feel
is
is
it.
good if you.
Make
if you
whatever.
want.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So Jeff said the Dayton
I
DSP
use
it's
Tidal.
139.
Really?
139. I'm sorry. Minus 10% off with the code, so 125.
Is there a
ship.
code?
Yeah.
What's the code?
BF10.
VF10.
BF10.
VF10. All right, somebody write that down.
BF10.
VF10.
Got
That's
it.
the code. 10% off.
For what?
VF10 for the Dayton DSP.
Ooh. Ooh, don't look at my phone.
I'm not looking at your phone. Christmas lifts on Haley's phone. All right, so it's a VF10. Yeah, VF10. All right, so I'm definitely gonna order one of those when we're done with this. And
Not
V.
V
is in Victor.
No,
Which
V.
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 V is
Yeah.
in Victor. B? Oh,
B,
BF10.
B,
Oh,
yeah.
BF10.
I'm confused. Is it V or B?
B.
Because someone said
B.
V and then someone said B.
It's a BF10. We know what BF, right? Anytime you put F in anything, we know what F stands for, and then B just
B
kinda
is a
goes.
Bravo. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So BF10. All right. So we'll order one so we can review it.
Yeah.
And my quest for 2019 is to buy as many DSPs as I can get my hands on, so we can
What's
just
up, Brian?
have lots of fun with that. I think that's going to be our goal for 2019 is
Mhm.
to just get as many DSPs as we can, so that we can kind of work through them and
Yeah.
just have some fun with that. It's definitely the wave of the future, and I want to be riding it. So, what do we got? Hey guys, can I make a? Yeah, okay. This isn't as fun as when we have the big TV and the camera.
What are you
and-
guys? What are you studying in college, Haley?
Oh yeah, good question.
Psychology.
I
It
know,
was
right?
biology.
Crazy dad.
Oh, definitely.
I'll be able to get help when I get older, and I'm just
Hey,
looking at the
That's a
spots on
dog
the
right
ceiling.
there. Doggy.
Keep it on moving.
Keep it on moving?
Yeah.
Keep what on moving?
He was slowing down.
Oh yeah, because he's like, what are they doing, man?
What are you doing?
I don't know. Just don't listen to him.
Okay.
Oh, you know it was funny when we were at Disney that one time in the video on the Boeing Life, and those people were like, and that one girl was just like,
What video?
the Boeing Life video when we were walking around Disney. We were talking after
We've walked around Disney
we were
like
going
30
under
times.
the TTA. Anyways, there's a shot where there's a girl that's just like, am I on video? Yeah. Anyways, all right. Ask me
All
another
right,
question.
Neil say, when is a good time to get
funny.
in touch?
My son went from psychology to biology.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
During the week, you know, just give Paul a call. He kind of regulates, and typically what he'll do is he'll put your name in a queue if you need to talk to one of us, and we'll give you a call back at the end of the day after he's done with all the stuff we're doing. That's the easiest way to call us.
Yep.
Otherwise, you can just email at
5-star.
5-star, all spelled out,
Yep.
5starcarstereo@gmail.com. We'll get you in touch with Paul for questions on pricing and install dates and stuff like that. He
Yeah.
takes care of all that stuff. If it's something he can't handle, like you want a special request, or then we'll get involved.
Special
and,
request.
we'll either give you a call back, we'll kind of figure it out, and then he'll take over from there.
Any ideas if your Paul will bring a new brand next year?
Right now, there's nothing scheduled for
No.
new brands. We're really tapped out as far as things go. That's not to say that we won't entertain the idea of any specific brand. You know, I really like Andy's product. I really like the Audio Frog. I just can't figure out how to make that work yet. You know, we brought in Morel this year, which has been
Nice.
It's been nice. It's been a slow move. Anytime you bring in a new product, you know, training Paul on how to sell it and where to go, it's tough. So, you know, he just finally got to the point where he's comfortable with Hertz, and he's pretty comfortable with Focal. So moving him into Morel was like, really, you're doing this to me, Dean? Why are you doing this to me? Focal, which we'll have Nalika on Facebook here at the end of the month. Nalika.
Yep.
He's
Nalika.
the owner of the Orca, which is the company that reps or brings
Moscone.
Glade and Moscone and Focal in
Yep.
the U.S. and then the other subline that they bring in. Either way, I would really like to do Audio Frog. We have a rep here in Florida. It's our old audio, or the new audio control rep
Yeah.
is actually whose name I cannot think of at the moment.
Rick.
Yeah, Rick. Yep, that's it. So Rick is the rep. So we haven't had him on the show. He lives down in Miami and doesn't get up here all that often.
All right.
What are you laughing at?
This makes you think it's SpongeBob.
What does it say? Oh, that is cool. Yeah.
My Rockford 250.1 is getting really hot in the trunk.
Yeah.
It's certified of 308 RMS, and it has a Memphis 250 RMS subs. Any help?
So Amplifiers are made to get hot, but there's certain things that cause amplifiers to get hot. First thing, of course, is poor circulation, meaning you put it in some place where it can't properly use its heat sink. So if you have it mounted to the back of a seat and it's like this, heat rises, so not good. Rockfords are typically made to be mounted like this because the heat sink usually goes across the top and the sides, so that's okay. To mount it perfectly straight up like this, flat is usually better, but this is all right, this is bad. The second thing is resistance. Resistance causes heat, so if you're using it at an improper ohm load, meaning let's say it's only designed to run at 2 ohm, you're running at 1.5 or 1 ohm, that'll cause problems, cause it to heat up faster. The next is going to be power, meaning how much power actually gets into the amplifier, voltage input. That could be a cause of either using the wrong size power wire, the wrong makeup of power wire. For example, if you're running, let's say, a CCA 4 gauge, that's probably not going to be enough. You're going to want a copper 4 gauge. Or the other problem is ground. Make sure you have a really good ground. I can't tell you how many systems we've come across where they're like, they spend all this time and effort running the proper power wire and then they ground it someplace crappy like a seat bolt or someplace else where it just doesn't get a proper ground. If you have a digital multimeter, and of course you do because you're installing car audio, and the only way you can actually see voltage is with a digital multimeter, pick yourself up a Lumi. Anyways, go ahead and see what the voltage is back at the amplifier, see what it is at the battery. There is going to be a slight difference, naturally, because of the length of the wire is going to cause resistance, which is going to cause the voltage to drop back at the amplifier, but it should not be drastic, meaning you shouldn't have 13.5 volts up front and 12.5 volts in the back. It might be 13 volts up front or 13.5 and 13. Either way, check your voltage drop and see what it's at. Something as simple as that will cause you to lose tons of power. If you want to see more about the difference between copper and CCA, we have on our kicker playlist, we did the review, we used their box, but it'll also show you the difference in power drop, meaning you can see where using the wrong size power wire will give you less power out of an amplifier. So it's something to check out, if not for the amusement factor.
All right, I have a...
What you got? Hold on, wait, what were you laughing at?
Everyone's like, why do you look so serious?
You?
Yeah.
Why so serious?
It's just my face.
It's just it is, you know, it's okay.
I'm
You excited about today?
Great time.
You excited? Hey, okay, so for those guys who don't watch The Boring Life, real quick, for those guys who don't watch The Boring Life, you should, because it's fun, it's amusing. What is this, what is it? What time is it right now?
It's Christmas.
That's right.
Look.
Yeah, Christmas.
You guys don't care.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Hey guys, I have a 2016 Chevy Silverado crew cab with the 8-inch head unit, 9 volts.
Okay.
What should I use to put some amplifiers?
So you definitely want to go back and check our Amp Pro that we did. We did 2 Amp Pro videos. That's the APGM 61, I think. Anyways, Amp Pro, we did 2 of them, one with bows and one without bows. On the playlist, it's in the install diaries. It might also be tagged in the pack playlist. You're going to want to watch the first video. That's for the 8-inch with the non-bows. The Amp Pro will allow you to integrate into it. Some of the trucks shipped with an update that over the most bus system caused the stereo only, I mean FM, AM, really bright really quick.
No, somebody said that's sailboat is flying.
Oh, yeah, didn't even see that. Anyways, it caused the stereo, meaning the FM, AM, and SAT radio to only put out one single channel. There's a hidden dip switch on the Amp Pro switch 3 that will automatically mirror that channel so that left and right when you're listening to a tuner sounds good. We talk about it in the video. We show you how to do it. Otherwise, when you're listening to Bluetooth, USB, CarPlay, or anything like that, it's a full stereo image and it sounds awesome. You're going to want to use that device for sure. It also fixes the problem with the chime, and by problem with the chime, I mean your chime goes ding, ding, ding. You can control it on this.
Okay.
You can turn that thing down to nothing. Yeah. What
Is
does
there
that say?
any
Puma or Adidas?
Puma or Adidas?
Adidas.
But what do you really want?
None of the above.
What do you use?
Nike.
As you guys know, she plays soccer. Fernando, what shoes are you using? Because you're playing soccer on the weekends now.
I have Nikes.
Nikes?
Yeah.
Nikes. Now, I like both Puma and Adidas. My shorts are Adidas,
I'm
and I
wearing
like
Adidas
Pumas.
right now.
I know you'll wear Pumas for fun.
Yeah.
You're fun shoes. You're wearing Nikes now, but you're wearing Vans, and I'm wearing foot gloves.
Exactly.
Apple Watch makes the best shoes.
What?
Okay. Is there any difference
I do
between
have an
the
Apple Watch.
2300 NEX and the MB Edge 2400 NEX?
So the only difference between a 23 series and a 24 series, obviously MVH means it has no spinning media in it. AVH means it has a spinning media. You okay?
It's
Someone says I
Christian?
dare you to run in the water.
Oh heck no. Oh, but you are wearing an Adidas shirt.
I just said that.
Okay, so the reason why she's wearing this is you guys know she's an assistant coach this year. If you don't know, she's an assistant coach this year. So this is the cool free stuff she got for being an assistant coach.
Represent.
So yeah. So that's you know, that's why she's wearing it. Okay, so the main difference between a 24 and a 23 or anything with a 3 and a 4 is that the 4s do not have backup lines on them anymore. Pioneer has pulled backup lines for the backup camera off of all their units because they found something that could possibly be legal action taken against anyone that's putting backup lines in the radio as opposed to in the camera. So they've removed those, so that's it. Other than that, they're the exact same radios. There's nothing different. Okay.
Alright, let's see. The crossover covers, is that okay for the crossover on the crossover bill?
To leave the crossover covers off, or
Yeah.
what? So you can leave the crossover covers off. The only problem I'd put they gotta have something over them because you don't want something rolling in there and causing issues. It's tough. I know, you know, you should keep the crossover covers on. I've seen people that have put them indoors and like put them in bags and pulled the cross and done some really weird stuff.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is not to change that top. Wow, it just went crazy. The other thing too is if you are gonna put crossovers in the door and you put them in bags, basically what you're doing is you're making cool bags to hold all the moisture in, so that when it does rain and it does get humid, it does get wet. But we've pulled crossovers out of door that has been bagged, taped up, all that good stuff, and it's really just a cool rust bucket. So mount your crossovers somewhere other than in the bottom of a door.
Yeah. Something dry.
What happened there? That was like crazy.
Where?
A lot of paragraphs.
When could you the system of vehicle to have? Okay.
It's summer here in Africa. Wow.
Yeah, it's the
Nice,
opposite.
nice.
Yeah, it's not. It's always summer in Florida. Ooh, crying baby.
Can you be quiet? We're trying to film.
Oh, sorry.
Why did he just go backwards and he was totally fine with that? He's like
Maybe he
over
likes
it.
backwards.
Wow.
There's also a biking walking trail right in front of us here, so we're just watching people walk by and give us strange looks like, what are you guys doing? There's a lot of people out walking today.
It's
I find
a
it
lot
kind
of
of weird.
people,
Apparently
yeah.
everyone's trying to get their pre-turkey weight loss on.
Not me.
No, you're just like, when can I get this over so I go home and go back to bed, man? We want to thank you guys who have all joined us. We're not in the show. I just want to take this moment right here, of course, to show you the beautiful beach. And thank you guys for joining us today. This means a lot. It's you guys that make this fun for us. If we're missing your questions, we're sorry. We're getting through these as fast as we can. We just want to have fun with you guys this morning. And, of course, today, Family Day. We got these guys here because, hey, family, whatever. You know what I mean? Here we go.
Dean, I brought up the DSR-1 versus the Wavetech the other day. I'm thinking the DSR-1 time alignment, it's more like left front versus...
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. As far as like a DSR-1 versus the Wavetech, the
Say
DSR-1 is way more versatile. They're two totally different animals. That's not even like fruit hanging from the same tree. Or even from not even the same. You can't go apples and oranges. This is like apples and tomatoes. They're two totally different animals. As far as the time alignment goes, time alignment is time alignment, okay? It doesn't matter whether you're using the Wavetech, you're using the DSR, you're using a DM608, you're using something built into an amplifier. Time delay is time delay, milliseconds are milliseconds. As far as accuracy goes, yeah, sure, the DSR-1, you can digitally, type in numbers. Who knows what it's actually doing as far as if it's like, yeah, we're going to type this number in and we're going to make it a preset that we already have determined in there and make you feel like something. I don't know. We haven't talked to them on that level yet, whereas on the Wavetech, you're just adjusting the numbers to get really close. But time delay is time delay. It doesn't matter what device is doing it. As far as that goes, it's going to sound the same. I mean, you've had the DSR-1 time delayed in your car and you've had the Wavetech and it sounds the same.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
sound the
sound
same.
delay. Yeah.
You know. Now, what does make it better is obviously the DSR-1 has an EQ,
Oh,
32 bands for each channel. So that will help drastically because using the EQ, you can help to raise and lower the frequencies that will help move that center
Definitely.
channel more towards and sound more vocal here. So, but the Wavetech is a cool piece because it's a simple, easy to install, fun little thing to have, and it gets you into figuring out what time delay can do for you without spending all the money or having to do all this other stuff. So that was really the desire to do that piece. It was just something neat that no one else makes.
All right. I have a front door and a front dash speaker running off the 2 separate amps.
Okay.
What is the best way to split the RCA inputs? I'm not using RCA wise. Is there something power possible with the EQ capability?
So like a DSR-1
DSR-1
or a
DSP.
you know, the DSPs
Yeah.
have multiple channel outputs. So like they have, you know, they have like they have like 8 channels of output. So you can direct whatever you want to any one of those 8 channels. So like a DM608 will allow you to tell it, I want channel 1 and 2 to play this frequency. I want channel 3 and 4 to play this frequency. If you want them to play the same frequencies, you can. And then you can EQ each one of them different and cross each one of them over different. But you have the DM810, which gives you 10 channels of output to do whatever you want. Oh, just slam the door, Haley. You know, so you can do as much as you want there.
Yep. Can I install a 7-inch stereo in my Dodge Dart without cutting the metric dash, or I have to make any
Gotta cut the
adaptation?
dash.
You gotta cut the
Gotta
dash.
cut the dash, and
if
hopefully they've
for
done an
some-
update to that because I know
Yeah.
on the Dart, just keep slamming the door. Slam it one more time. Just pile drive it in.
And for
Um,
some reason, if you want to bring the factory radio back, it's not
can't.
gonna happen.
Yeah. So the other thing on the Dart too is I know, like we shot the how to do the radio install on that, and then promptly after they did that, they put up on their page that
Happy
you
Thanksgiving,
might
Christian.
not want to do the Dodge Dart because there was some issues with the gauge cluster on the Dodge Dart. So I don't know if there's that was like a year ago, so there might
Yeah.
have been a software update on that, but make sure you check to see if it is in fact they have a harness for that works on that car,
Yeah.
because that Dodge was, you know, a partnership between Dodge and I don't remember who else, and the electronics in it were a tad bit different and were causing issues with the gauge cluster.
Let's hold chip and get Dean a JL tweak for Christmas.
Ooh,
Yeah, why not?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Have you guys ever done a Lincoln Aviator and changed the THX radio?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
No sunglasses? I forgot my sunglasses.
These are actually my normal glasses. They just have that annoying coating that turns them into sunglasses.
That's not annoying. Why would it be
It could be
annoying?
quite annoying because even though it's foggy out, like it'll be overcast and the UV is still coming through, so it'll be dark and I can't see.
I don't wear sunglasses.
Any cars you have not done? Oh no, you hate sunglasses. That's the funniest thing ever. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the newer cars. We haven't worked on a 2018 new body style JL Jeep, which is totally
Not
amazing.
yet.
I mean, with all the Jeeps we've done,
It came to the store, but
we haven't done one yet,
No.
and it's weird. But I mean, we had that same thing when the Camaro came out. Like there was Camaros everywhere, but like we didn't start getting Camaros until like 3 or 4 years out. It's weird. It's just weird. I don't know.
yeah. Let's see. Looking for a cost-effective touchscreen radio that's compatible with backup camera.
Cost effective. If you want cost effective, that pretty much falls you into the category of Pioneer. Pioneer is going to be the most cost effective brands out there. They have all the way from like a 211 all the way up to a 44, 8400, and they start dirt cheap and get really expensive. So if you want cheap or cost effective, my bad, check out Pioneer. They're going to have something for you for sure.
At what volume does the Pioneer AVIC 6100 NEX start clipping? I have
38.
purchased my Lumi yet.
38 is pretty much where they all tap out.
RCA.
If on the RCA. Now, how you get to that point is, so we were talking yesterday about how we're going to obviously start doing more radio dynos. The problem with doing those was it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work to film. And sometimes what we do is when we'll do a handful of them, and then when we have a project like that, and then we'll just take a minute and we'll go, okay, what better way can we do this? And you know, sometimes it takes a month or two to figure that out. And so I finally come up with a better way to do it. But so we'll be getting back to those. But what you want to do is 38 is where the CD taps out. And then you can turn up the SLA or source level adjust up like 2, and that gets you to keeping everything at 38 when you're doing like your Bluetooth, your auxiliary, and your USB. Now, if you're never going to be running CD, which most of you don't, then it'll play all the way up to 40 without clipping, no problem.
Yeah. Let me see. The air compressor is off. We turned it off before we left.
Yeah. Did we ever measure the difference between network mode and standard mode? It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same. It's not going to change. The preamp section isn't going to be different because of that. So that would not affect it.
When Pioneer will be releasing the new radios 2019?
So, real question before I do that. What is better, an Amp Pro or LC7i? They're two totally separate products, and that's the problem that a lot of people haven't wrapped their heads around. An Amp Pro is not a high-level to low-level adapter. An LC7i is a high-level to low-level adapter. It's designed to go into any system that has a high-level output, meaning an amplified output, and compress it down to a usable output signal. An Amp Pro is a device that interfaces between the radio and the factory amplifier, that there's a line level, meaning a RCA style output between here and here. An Amp Pro is designed to talk to that and go, okay, I'm going to take that line level output and I'm going to fool this factory radio into thinking it's still connected to the amplifier, which means I'm going to get the 6-channel preamp section. I'm going to get variable voltage when I turn this up and down. And I'm going to get a full clean 20 to 20, probably a little bit wider, signal output between this to this out to the amplifier. So it's essentially taking your factory radio and giving it a true preamp section. Just like if you were to go out and buy a Pioneer, Kenwood, Alpine, JVC, whatever, a Sony that has a preamp section, the RCA is on the back. An Amp Pro is designed to give your factory radio a true preamp section. There's no compression going on. There's no nonsense, there's no anything. It does something else too. If you have ANC, which is the fake engine noise or the noise canceller or anything like that, that's totally disabled coming out of those preamps. If you have turn signals, beepers, thingies, those also all play through that. So if you got backup sensors that go here, those will still be there. If you have Bluetooth that comes out of that speaker, it'll still be there. It is awesome. It is what we've always wanted in the car audio world, so that we don't have to. This is a pretty dog with a little ponytail. It's something we've wanted for years and years and years that allow us to interact and not have to deal with summing and compression noise and distortion from going from a high voltage to a low voltage. So what is better? They serve two totally different things, you know. If you can put an Amp Pro in your car or an iData AR, buy one of those. Definitely buy one of those. It's not even a question of whether you should buy one of those. You just buy that. If you don't have a system that will work that way, that's what the LC7i and all the other line level drivers are for, is so that, okay, I don't have a solution, this is my solution. At some point, I hope and pray that we won't need a product like an LC7i. We'll just have things like Amp Pros and iData ARs that will accomplish this for us. That'll make our lives in the aftermarket world so much cooler. I mean, wow, that'd be amazing.
All right, breathe.
Okay, I'm good.
All right.
Sorry. Sorry.
Let's see.
Another F-150.
What is the best sounding low budget subwoofer for bass? Must handle 1,000 watts per sub.
What? There is no such animal. Okay, I tell you what.
The best one
Go to Scar, see what they have there.
Yeah, but the best one is the one that you can afford.
Well, yeah, but if you want, you know, the nice thing about Scar is its budget. It's budget friendly. So check out the Scar audio stuff. It's budget friendly. So, yeah.
It's audio Bible difference between Class D and Class AB.
There's a huge difference in Class D and Class AB, you know, but we don't have that kind of time. Just Google Class A, B, Class AD. There's a ton of write-ups on it. It's just how they're made. It's not digital. D is not digital. It's just how they're doing the switching from sound. Class A, B sounds a lot better. You'll just Google.
Just Google.
The other thing too is Tony D'Amore, which is the guy that made the DD1 and all the tools that Steve Mead sells. He's got a YouTube channel. It's a class. There's like 20 or 30 videos up there that take you through a lot of the stuff. You know, when they say who's the smartest guy in the room, he's the smartest guy in the room. The guy's really, really intelligent, and obviously he builds amplifiers for a living and cool electronic stuff. But if he's got something on it, you definitely want to watch his. It's going to be entertaining, and it's also going to be very informative.
Fernando reminds me of Fez of the 70s show.
Oh,
Fez.
Fez. That 70s show, there was a little Latino guy in the show. His name was Fez.
Oh, okay.
That's a compliment. It's better than the Napoleon Dynamite, that we always get. I had one this morning. It's like, hey, he looks like the guy from Napoleon Dynamite. Have you seen Napoleon? He does not look like the guy. All Latinos do not look the same.
That's true. I learned that in my class.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't learn it.
Okay, so back that up a little bit. Let's give a little bit of story here. Your teacher gave you, they were doing facial recognition, and they gave you, there's 5 classes of
race.
5 classes of race when you fill out the cool. You got white,
Black, Latino/Hispanic, Native American, and Asian.
Asian. And then he gave him pictures of 10 people. 20 people.
Oh, wow.
20 people, and you had to match them up to where they would go just by their face. And they were supposed to try to get 14 of them right.
12.
12 right.
12 right.
We got 4.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
so hard.
it falls back to the,
Wow.
blonde hair, blue eyes, they have to be white, right? But no,
This
they're
guy
from-
looked just like Morgan Freeman, and he was Hispanic.
Yeah.
Well, my father-in-law,
Yeah.
it looks like exactly like
Like
Denzel
Morgan
Washington, Morgan Freeman, and he's Spanish.
It's Latino.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
crazy.
It's the big melting pot.
Something Clarissa.
I don't know how to take that. All right, what do you got? All right, give me a question, guys. Throw me something.
Here.
No, you're good. You're good. I don't want it.
Oh, sorry.
just
He's
read
too
it to me.
cool for that.
All right.
Exactly.
What's better, Rockford Fosgate PPS4 6 or T2s for clear, loud sound?
Well, the T2 is always
T2s,
going to be the
yes.
best. I mean, that's, best. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
definitely.
you have T2s. What's better than a T2? A T3. What's better than a T3? A T4. What's better than that? A T5. They do make T5s. I know,
yeah,
right?
They do.
And sit back and go, oh, wow, that's a lot of money for a Rockford. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Elate versus K2s. Ooh, we just heard the Elates in Jackie's car. What'd you think of those?
Yeah. Ooh, that's crazy, man. I'm gonna stick with the K2s.
I'm gonna go with the Elates, but we know that these are biased questions that
Yeah.
you're gonna get the answer
Yes.
from, because I'm a Morel guy and
Yeah.
you're a Focal guy.
Yeah.
And Haley's gonna just say, I don't know, just give me my KS kickers, right? Thanks, Lori.
Yeah. I saw yesterday. How much is the price for the Morels?
The Elates,
Yeah. Oh my God.
or the ones above the Elates.
Yeah, one the box.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Elates.
Well, hey, you got to make those expensive speakers so that the other speakers don't seem so expensive. We got a walker buyer. There you go, right there. Walking in the snow. Walking in the snow. Yep. I will tell you this. The one thing about Florida that is amusing, as soon as it goes below 80, like it's in its 70s, the one thing you're going to see is everyone all of a sudden wears jeans. They all have on boots. Or
Ugh.
they either have on the horse
Uggs.
boots or the Uggs. They're all wearing fuzzy vests or jackets.
I don't get the point of this.
I don't either. But it's the funniest thing ever. You would think that there was snow on the ground. It's hilarious.
All right. What's the difference between the front rear outputs? My radio has front rear sub outputs.
So basically, there is no actual audible difference between a front and a rear output. Meaning, it's called stereo because there's a left and there's a right. The only reason why you have front rear is for balance. So there's nothing in the recording coming out sound-wise that matters between, it's not quadraphonic sound. Quadraphonic sound was something that was recorded 4-channel, so you had actually all 4 channels and sound would do this all around your head, and if you were born in the 70s, you may have heard quadraphonic sound. In a car, we have stereo, we have left, we have right. That's it. The rears are mirrors of the fronts, meaning they actually have no difference until you add in a DSP that can add in delay, but the sound going into them is still the same. We have balance, which is front and which is rear. That's it. So they're putting out the same signals. With the DSP, you can modify the rear channel to actually add a delay so that they play, you know, so you add out spaciousness, but the sound still feeding that delay is the same. You can also add an EQ and a crossover, but you're not physically changing the sound coming in before the crossover. Now, depending on the radio manufacturer, they do different things on the channel, such as add Bluetooth for phone calls. Like if you have a Pioneer, the Bluetooth phone only comes out of the front 2 speakers. Does not come out of the rear or the sub. If you have an Alpine, you can have it come out of one specific speaker, or you can have, meaning you can have it come out of the rears and not the fronts, or the fronts and not the rear, come out of the left and not the right, so you can switch that stuff. But you're still not changing the overall, hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
So, because it's stereo.
Why don't you eat red meat?
Why don't
They're
I
all
eat red meat?
Yeah, they're all.
Oh, I'm
nice.
sorry. For one thing, I'm not a fan of steak, which is kind of sacrilege. I understand, because nothing is better than a big piece of beef.
Shame on you.
I hate steak.
My parents have, you know,
High
hereditary
cholesterol.
things that is not, you know, so it was more just a personal choice. I just never been a fan. The only thing I liked meat-wise were hamburgers. Like, hamburgers are #1 in my book. It's one of my favorite things. Was.
You're
So,
not missing anything.
yeah. So that's it. It's just more for health. You know, I try things you try to cut back on as you get older. Red meat,
I don't
cheese,
think anybody does that.
stuff like that. I don't want to take pills. At the end of the day, what it comes down to, the reality of it is I don't want to take pills. I don't want to take blood pressure medicine. I don't want to take cholesterol medicine. I don't want to take any of that crap. So if I can just do something simple as, let's say, walk,
Ew.
run, eat healthier, do stuff like that, then that makes more sense. I'll do that.
We love pizza.
I love pizza.
Yeah.
So pizzas, I'm not giving up pizza. I'm sorry, I'm not going to give up pizza. So what I'll do is I'll not eat cheese for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll have a pizza. And that'll pretty much take up all that. So, but
God.
anytime given the opportunity to remove that stuff, I'll do that.
All right, my 6100
Eat more
clips.
fish. I eat fish at least once a
fish is
week.
good.
Fish and chicken.
Yeah. My 6100 clips at 29 on the preamp output according to the DD1. Does that
Okay.
mean I have an issue?
What kind of radio is it?
It's a Pioneer. Maybe check
Okay, check your EQ,
the EQ
settings.
has to be flat.
Because you got to remember, out of the box, a Pioneer comes with the EQ set to powerful.
Yes.
If you're checking it with the DD1,
Put everything
turn
flat.
everything off. Turn off your loudness, turn off your EQ, set your crossovers to full range, try it again. We made that mistake at some point too, and we're like, Kenwoods come flat out of the box.
Yeah.
Alpines come flat out of the box. Pioneers come set to powerful, so that you immediately put in your dash and you go, oh my gosh, everything sounds better. Yay! It's good marketing for sure.
This is our winter clothes, pretty much.
I'm wearing my winter clothes.
Yeah.
Answer this.
I have hairy knees.
Yes, 3 times.
What is it, Dean? Have you ever been that scary dad to Haley's boyfriends? I'm that scary dad to all Haley's friends. I'm not gonna lie.
But they all love them.
They all love me though. It's really weird.
Smells like weed.
Huh? Smells like pee?
Smells like weed.
Oh, it smells like, well, duh. It's cosmic. Of course there's weed. No, I don't know what it is. I try to be scary dad. Most of them actually are scared of me for about the first couple times they meet me, and then they're like, your dad's the coolest dude ever. And I'm like,
No, he's not.
yeah, I still do that. But I'm the only guy that walks on the soccer field and the girls are like, hey, Haley's dad. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm lovable. I don't get it. I'm not. What does that say?
20 degrees in Ohio.
Just Haley have a boyfriend.
Haley does not have a boyfriend.
Nope.
No. Soccer and school take up pretty much all your time. And I like that as a dad. Very important to me that she's constantly busy and doesn't have time to do silly stuff like that, as you dads know out there. That is the one thing that having it doesn't matter whether you have a daughter or hey, if you have a daughter, you have a son. The relationship things can cause all kinds of issues. The other benefit of this too is she has girlfriends, friends that are girls, and they dated, and she gets to see all the heartache involved in that, and the craziness, and which is one of the reasons why psychology was such an appealing thing, other than her crazy parents. Seeing the girls and how crazy they are is
My friends. Oof.
yeah, it's rough for sure. I mean, I'm happily married now for a very long time. How many years? What, 24, 23?
I don't know.
I figured you knew.
What would I know?
I don't know, because you know everything. And I don't want any part of that. Okay, what do you got?
It's a normal for 2013 Ford Taurus My Touch radio to show distortion at least than half volume with everything set flat.
Ooh.
But that's the factory one. So,
yeah, but no,
yeah.
I don't. I mean, okay, so it really depends. So the factory radios, the crappy amplifiers they're using,
Yeah.
you can, yes, you can get distortion really, really quick on them. That's that's where looking at and using an oscilloscope helps more so than like a DD1 on those factory radios. Just to see, we know that one of the reasons, the reason why we use the LP7 II, the pack high level to low level adapter, as opposed to using the ones built in the amplifier. You guys are, hey, why don't you always use the ones built in the amplifier? 13 and 14. Oh gosh, yeah, that's.
This guy said he has 4 daughters and 1 son. I
You
feel
kept
bad
trying
for him.
until you got, yeah, that's tough, man. That's death. You just walk around with a M16 right here the whole time, right? Yeah. Say hi to my daughter. Go ahead. The reason why we use that is because what we found is that the amplifiers, they can't handle the clipping that the factory radios are putting out. So in some cases, yes, these factory radios just clip like that. Like a Dodge will clip it instantaneously. It's one of the worst sounding factory radios on the market. Chevy is not far behind it on that one. That's why the Amp Pro was so desperately wanted on the Chevys. But yeah, you can get clipping pretty quick with those crappy Class D amplifiers that they're putting in these things. Is it the end of the world? No, not necessarily. There again, yeah, it's not great, but clipping isn't always the worst thing. At mild amounts of it isn't going to hurt anything. It's when you're constantly sending square waves that you run into issues. But you need a certain amount of distortion just to make it sound loud, believe it or not. I mean, if you sit, and the best demonstration for that is go sit in like a Mercedes-Benz factory stereo and you turn it up and there's no distortion at all. It actually will lower the volumes at certain frequencies to prevent distortion. And you get this feeling of non-enjoyment because it's like you just keep wanting to turn it up and it never really feels full volume. Then go listen to something like, say, your Chevy or your Ford, where with a Bose system, premium for premium, and you'll turn it up and you'll notice it'll get loud, and then it'll start to oh wow, man, stuff's starting to break apart, and then you turn it down a little bit because it's that distortion that defines that loudness. It sounds weird, but your ears can pick that up, and they'll be like, oh, it's got to be loud because it's starting to sound funky. Mercedes is probably getting louder, but we just can't tell because we're not hearing what we're accustomed to, which is that sound breaking up and collapsing and going, oh, it's getting loud, let's turn it down a little bit. It's funny. It's just screws with your head. Give it a try. It's always fun.
What are some cars that you found they are ideal for mobile audio, acoustic-wise, speakers, placement-wise?
Believe it or not, the F-150, as funny as this sounds, is the new one, is a really awesome truck in the way they designed it because they actually took in consideration the tweeter and the door speaker location. They're the same distance. So if you're sitting here and you measure to the tweeter and to the mid-range, they're physically the same distance apart from you. That makes it time alignment a wonderful thing in there.
Dominican Republic.
The Mustang having the 3-way set in the front doors is really, really cool. Toyota's what?
Oh, they have a boyfriend that she's not telling me about.
Oh.
That's not true.
There's really no time, I'm not gonna lie. And we do have a pretty good relationship. She does like to tell me stuff for the most part, unless she knows it's
I had
really...
5 classes in soccer 3 days a week. Get off my back.
That's my girl. Tell them how you feel, Haley. Don't hold back. But anyways, as far as good sounding cars, you know, I like cars that have some form of a mid-range up in the dash location. To me, that allows us to put a decent size, either a big tweeter or that mid-range up in the dash. That new 2018 Toyota truck Tundra that we just did with the three-way set, that was freaking awesome. But I like making sure there's some kind of either tweeter or mid-range up high in the dash, just because it'll help move that soundstage up when we're time alignment.
Way better. Yeah. Are vehicle manufacturers making stereo installation easier or harder as the time go?
Oh, yeah, harder.
Harder.
I mean, you know, if you guys caught the world's shortest install diaries video this week, where we did the F250 that was like singled in an F250, dude, you know, 15 years ago, that was a day, man. We could bang out 15 radios in a day. It was like put the harness together, slap them in, boom, 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 all day long, just go, go, go. Nowadays, you go to put a radio in a car, and it's like integrate with the backup camera, integrate with this, integrate with the factory amplifier, integrate with the factory USB, the factory SAT antenna, the factory GPS. That dog is hilarious. Love the dog. You know, you're just, you know, it takes 2.5, 3 hours now to put a radio in a dash. That sucks. But you know, to do it right, that's what it takes. I'm sure there's plenty of guys out there that just don't do that. I know for a fact there's plenty of guys that don't do that. Like when you guys see us and we'll cut the harness apart, when we're doing a smart harness like the iData harness or the pack harness, we'll cut that apart, or if we're, God forbid, have to do a Metro harness, we're going to, you know, lengthen the wires longer so that all the wires are the right length and they make sense. That to me, you know, you got to do that, but it's no, by any means, it's not getting any easier. It's getting harder. Now, in some aspects, like being able to add in an Amp Pro, the manufacturers have tried to make it harder, but the aftermarket companies are looking at it going, no, thank you, you've just made it easier for us, which is fun.
Not always happen, but yeah.
No, but it's getting that way, which is cool. What do you got?
Are you guys planning on going to CES?
We're not going to CES.
No.
Why?
Because we already had to fill out the paperwork and get all that taken care of.
Is that when the run is?
No, that was Knowledge Fest in February. No.
Sorry, guys.
No. Now, if a manufacturer wants to sponsor us and bring us out to CES, I will go. But otherwise...
Hey, Victor.
No. Oh, Victor's in the house.
Yep.
What's up? What do you got?
Nothing.
Oh, no, just... What does it say? Text Mac, look at her smile. That's funny.
What's that?
We're just laughing at Haley. Because she's fun.
Sorry for asking again. When the Pioneer be announced the new radios for 2019?
Okay. So how Pioneer typically runs is this month, if anything new is going to come out in the cheap line, we'll probably see that. If we're going to see anything to replace like a 4400 and that stuff, you're not going to see that until April. March, April is typically when those products get announced. That coincides with the Japanese New Year. So we've just got in, obviously, the new DSP, the new line of subwoofer cabinets that they've come out with. They've been releasing crappy double DIN video head units throughout the year. So if anything, we're going to see the 2500 or whatever they're planning on moving those model numbers into, so that it'll just kind of all go hand in hand with all that. But there again, we're going to see a subtle upgrade to the 24s, the 14s. I don't think Pioneer is going to be doing anything spectacular this year for sure, because they just came out with all the new product last year. So the big year was last year. Well, who knows? They might surprise us. I doubt it.
Yeah, pretty much. Is the Morel 4.400 amp it's enough to power a Tempo?
The 4.400?
It's enough to power a Tempo Ultra 692 components and a Tempo Integra 602.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it will be enough to match with the JL / 600.1 B3. Yeah.
Oh, I totally agree. Now Morel, on the other hand, is going to be coming out with some new products, maybe. I don't know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This year. I'm sorry, for 2019. So I'm really excited to see what's coming that way. I'm more excited to see what's coming from Kicker, because we know the key amp was the start, and I want to see what comes from that. So I'm hoping this year we're going to see some really neat stuff from those guys. Rockford did all their introduction stuff at SEMA, and the only thing we got from those guys was the new truck boxes, the new, based off of the P300 series 10 and 12. Now we have a truck version of that. So it's the same amp, same sub, different box, wedge shaped, which we'll have on the show here and show you guys and do a review on. They sound okay. We did one last week. It sounds just like the P300 does now. So it's a nice, inexpensive, powered subwoofer enclosure. So
I have a question. I'm installing an amp in my Camaro for my speakers. Does it matter which speaker goes into each channel?
Yeah, you know, it's labeled front, rear, left, right, or front, rear, or 1, 2, 3, 4 to correspond with those corners of the car. You have your inputs that say front, rear inputs. I mean, if you get left and right wrong, that's understandable, but you want to wire them up so that they all match. So you want to make sure that, you know, because your ohm loads are going to be different. Let's say you have a set of components up front, you have a set of coaxials in the rear. You don't want to put a set of components and a coaxial on channels 1 and 2 and do the opposite for the rear. You want to make sure everything is uniform. That way the load stays the same over the amplifier. Will it hurt it? Probably not. You could probably get away with it, but it just, the numbers and the inputs are there for you to hook it up that way. Do it that way.
Anything new from audio control?
Talking with Chris, there are a few things that they're gonna have new, but they're still in the works. Really what we're looking at more for 2019 is just playing catch up, so to speak, because 2018 was such a huge year for them with products, and we're still waiting on the Bluetooth dongle.
Yep. No.
So
I know everybody's pissed about that.
Ooh, I got an email. Guess what's coming? The DMRTA.
Oh, really?
The DMRTA has been shipped. We're gonna get the DMRTA here probably next week.
I was
so
like,
that'll be fun.
The dongle.
No, the dongle's not coming. But those there again, we're hoping by the end of the year the dongle will be out. But you know, between the big sub amplifier, the 6-channel, the D6.1200, what they're basically looking at, talking with Chris, is probably, I mean, there are going to be some products that get introduced, but really what they're probably going to do is just take a breather and try to get everything caught up, get the pipeline going, get all the products that they need to come out. But they're not going to rest on the laurels. But I think you're going to probably see them on the first half of the year just trying to play catch up and get all their numbers where they need to be. I don't know if there's going to be anything revolutionary coming from them yet. There again, these are secrets they don't want to tell us because they'll know we'll tell you because we can't keep secrets.
What happened with the box? What happened with the Rockford box I built for you?
What's that from?
Rock. Oh, it's in your car. Your 8.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the 8. It's in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in my car.
Yeah, you listen to it every day.
What's this from?
What? I say good day. I say good day. I say good day, sir. I don't remember.
I said good day.
Yeah, it was in a movie. Can't believe I can't forget. All right, it's gonna hit me like at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I'll be like, it was from that movie. Do you guys think anything will? What was that? The Alpine one? The very last question. Oh, it just went nuts. Ah! Do you guys think Alpine will bring back the F1 or higher end products? No. No, what you're gonna see from Alpine, and this is obviously they've already introduced the new Jeep JL radio that they're planning on coming out with sometime towards the beginning of the second quarter or the end of the first quarter. The DSP that's currently out will probably phase into a better DSP made more for the United States as opposed to a 2-year-old reworked Japanese DSP. There again, who knows? That's just purely speculation. They haven't come out and confirmed it yet. I have heard whispers of them doing something like that, but we'll see. Will it be more like an F1? It might. Hopefully it'll be something that isn't. See, the problem is like looking at now that we have the Pioneer DSP out, we're kind of getting an idea of how these Japanese like to build their DSPs. Which is funny that I didn't pick up on this sooner, is like, because my thought was always, hey, make that black box that just takes that cool DSP out of your radio and sell it. And that's essentially what they're doing. Pioneer, that's exactly what they did. There's no summing capability whatsoever, and Alpine isn't far from that. There again, no summing capability or anything like that. So they're just making straight DSP products. What is it?
It's from Fez.
From Fez. Oh.
But I've heard that somewhere else.
Yeah, it's been in a movie. Yeah. So, you know, my guess is Kenwood's not far behind. You know, they have the DSP 600. We'll see.
Where's your Zen 9 right now?
Where's what?
The Zen 9.
The Zen 9 is sitting on a shelf. Think of the Zen 9 as the last scene in the Indiana Jones the Ark of the Covenant, where they wheeled it into the big warehouse and they're just storing it there. That's probably what's going to happen to the Zen 9. It's probably just going to get wheeled into the warehouse and sit there forever and ever. 20 years from now, I'll be able to go, hey, look, I got a Zen 9. Let's go put this in my car now, finally. And
Happy
whatever.
Thanksgiving to Naples.
From where?
Naples.
Naples. Oh, yeah, another nice part of Florida. But I don't know what's going to happen to the Zen 9. However, I will say this. Since we're talking about oddball products that are coming out, I say put the Zen 9 in Haley's car. I don't think it'd fit in your car. It's screwed up.
Fit, right?
Oh, yeah, okay. We're going to have an oddball product on Saturday. We just got in. It's especially, what is it, 80 or 90th anniversary?
80.
80 anniversary product we have coming in.
Mm-hmm.
We just got it in this week. We got one of them. It's a full package. We're going to show it to you guys on Saturday, and of course it is for sale.
It is for sale.
I'm not buying this one because I don't want it, although I won't lie, I did want it. I do want it. I just don't want it because I don't want it. But
do you want it or not?
I do want it, but I just don't want to spend the money on that.
Okay, so you don't want it.
I do.
Oh my God.
But I'm not going to get it because I want to buy DSPs. But we're going to have that for show and tell on Saturday, so that'll be something cool for you guys to check out. So look forward to that, of course. And of course, as Paul said, make sure you tell them it's for sale. You can buy it. What do you got? Ask me something, Haley. You've been so quiet over here.
I'm hungry.
Why are you hungry? We got turkey at home. We got some ham at home. Maybe Grammy's cooking something. We can go steal some food from her. You know, she watches these shows. Or at least she keeps them playing in the background all day.
What about the 2007 Dodge Ram? What subs can I put in there?
2007?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a quad cab?
Yeah.
Well, you know, as far as sub goes, they're 10s or 12s.
Yeah.
A-Trend really makes a really nice box for that. I like the A-Trend
Waffle
box.
House is open.
What's that?
Waffle House is open.
Waffle House is open, yeah.
Never eaten there.
I like the A-Trend box. If you want to go crazy fat base, like you just want, you know, you go under the seat, the Fox box for that is like stupid amounts of bass, and you can fit a much deeper style woofer in there. So if you want to go deep style woofer and get that crazy sound, check out the Fox box. For that 70s show. Okay.
In July, I spent $980 to have my 4 McLaren MLM 8-inch Neo speakers installed, my Suburban door panels. I've been riding around without door panels since July. Guy dodges me and doesn't answer my calls or texts. Any advice?
Dang.
Bang his door down.
Yeah, you know,
that's
that's a sucky one. I mean, we just
That's a bad business, bro.
That is bad business, bro. We just had a place here in Florida, out in Tampa, that literally closed the door overnight. They had probably a half dozen to a dozen cars inside, and the people that owned it were just like, they had some problems with some bad reviews and, you know, that Channel 8 news on your side, people knocking on their doors, and they just said forget it, and they didn't even tell their employees. They just shut the shop down. Everyone's car got locked up inside. The tools got locked up inside for the mechanics. I think the mechanics or the installers and stuff like that were able to go get their tools out at some point, like several days later. The cars, on the other hand,
the customers, no.
The customers have been just out of luck so far. It's just been a nightmare for these people. Lots of lawsuits happening, but sometimes, you know, as much as I hate lawsuits, and I'm going to be the first one to tell you that should be your last resort.
Yeah.
You know, if you've only done a phone call, drive over there and knock on the door. That's what I got to say. Just if they haven't finished them, just take what they got. Find someone else to finish them. otherwise, you know, sometimes, unfortunately, in life, you just have to write stuff off, order yourself some new panels, and find somebody else to do them. As much as that sucks,
that
man.
Sucks. Yeah.
You know,
Sorry for
we've
you,
all
man.
been down that road where it's like, hey, man, I'm gonna hook you up, and yeah, you got hooked up and hung out to dry is what's happened. So,
Yep.
yeah, it's not a fun thing, but you know, finding a reputable guy is tough. You know, and finding, you know, at least at a shop. If it was a shop, that's totally stinks. But you know, finding that dude, it was a shop. Yeah, I would drive and knock on the door, and like I said, you know, sometimes, like I had a situation once.
That's the shop.
Okay. Yeah, so like I had a situation once where a guy brought me a set of door panels he'd taken from another shop, and he was like, hey, can you finish these? And I was like, dude, I just don't have time, but let me see what I can do. And I had him sit there for a month, and I just didn't have time to work on them. And I called him up and I said, hey man, this ain't gonna happen. Come pick up these door panels because I just don't have time to finish these. So, you know, and we were the second party getting involved. I gave him the number to a guy that I knew would have time to do them, and he took care of them in 2 weeks, got him busted out for the guy, and it all ended well. And the guy came back and said, hey man, thanks for getting this done for me. And I was like, hey, no problem. You know, it sucks that I couldn't finish them, but you know, it all worked out in the end. Sometimes it's what you got to do.
All right. This is hey guys from Holland.
Holland.
Yeah. I still have a question about the port ratio. Planning to make one with the scars.
Okay.
12. The program I use is Taurus, and it gives me a port radius.
Ratio.
Yeah,
1
to 364. Is good or not?
Honestly, if you're trying to figure out something for Scar has Shane. Shane has been on the show before. He's a good friend of the show. Good friend of mine. Give him a call at Scar. Just say, hey, listen, let me talk to Shane, and he will help you out. That's what he's there for. That's his job. If you haven't called him yet, strongly recommend giving them a call. Obviously, they're not there today. We're probably not there tomorrow. But give him a call on Monday. Ask to talk to Sean. Yeah. Shane. Why did I say Sean? And
Sean is another guy.
Sean is another guy.
Yes, they make a really nice box for the Toyota Tundra. Foxbox make a really nice box, and you should go to the website and check it out.
Now, if you're looking for the box on the DL, though, what is it? Q-Power just came out with a new Rhino Line version of it. We did one the other day.
But if you want the really nice body,
though, sure. And it's nice too, because it's like a 80-20 split, just like the seat. It just goes over the 80, so you can keep the 20. It's pretty cool, and it's ported, and it fits underneath there. It was nice. We put the Rockford T1s in it with the grills. Gotta have grills for T1s because they stick out a lot, but really nice sound. A lot of the Fox boxes
they're ported.
It's ported.
So
a lot of the Fox boxes that are down firing like that, we've been putting the T1 Rockfords in, because most of the time when you're doing a box like that, you want to get maximum SPL, you want to put a lot of power on it, and as much as we like the Comp RTs, they just don't have the power handling of a T1, so that's why we go with the T1s. With the grills though. Oh, you cracked your screen too, huh?
Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory. I said good day, sir.
Good day, sir. Yeah. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That was it. Yep.
Yeah, but I've heard that somewhere else.
Let it go, man. I was thinking Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So that's all it is, man. That's all it is.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys, to you.
What's that? What'd you say? Oh, shush.
What? I was being serious.
Have you seen that view, by the way? I know I've been blocking it, but there we go. Happy Thanksgiving view right there of the beautiful beach, white sandy Florida beaches.
I'm surprised you guys are in Disney.
Me too. No, I'm not.
This is like the worst weekend ever. We used to go to Thanksgiving. We used to do Thanksgiving at Disney. We did it like 3 years in a row, and we were like the only people that knew about it. And then we started mentioning it to people. I don't know. Now half the world shows up there. Do we still use? So yeah. Do we still use the volume control knob on the 4.800? If we're doing a sub on it, yes. If we're not, no. No. We've done one F-150 where we did a 4.800. The guy just wanted front components and a sub. We used the knob on that one. It worked out well. What's funny?
I can't say that one.
Well, let me see. Which one?
This one.
This one?
Yes.
What?
This one.
What?
Don't say
Good coconut joke. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, Dean, Fernando, and Haley. Thank you guys.
I gotta save that.
You gotta save that one. Take a screenshot.
That's a nice one. Just say it.
Yeah.
Just say, I mean, people are reading it.
I was there last Christmas. Holy traffic jam. Yeah, the holidays are not as fun. Apparently, Super Bowl Sunday's pretty good. Christmas isn't good anymore. We've only done Christmas there once
It was
at Disney.
horrible.
Haley's very tradition oriented when it
Dave,
comes
that
to
was a nice one.
Christmas. And so, you know, it kind of ruined the whole holiday for her. So I got blamed for having a bad Christmas that year. And of course, you know, like anything else, there was all kinds of, there's only 3 of you guys and us, and somehow we managed to do drama on each other. It's hilarious. Mom
Merry
was
Christmas,
pissed that
Haley,
morning at the
Victor said.
parade.
I don't remember that.
I do, because, yeah, I'm just sitting there going, whatever.
Is that when you got me the rose?
I don't remember.
I remember
I've
that.
bought you so many things to
Yeah,
just
but I
put
was
a
like
smile on your
really
face.
mad.
Oh, that's what dads do.
Because I wanted the ears.
Yeah.
Those pink things.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I'm not getting you those.
Gotta
And
put
then
your
you
foot
got
down.
me a rose. I was like, oh, thanks.
Happy Turkey Day from San Diego. All right, Turkey Day in full effect. Well, guys, thank you so much as always for tuning in to our annual Thanksgiving Day show.
Yep,
I wanted to
exactly.
say parade. And the people.
That was a parade.
There was
We
a parade.
missed
Did you
her.
see a lot of people?
Yeah, there's a parade of people walking by. This has been a lot of fun as always. You guys are a wonderful group. We thank you so much. We hope you guys enjoy the rest of this month. We're going to have some really neat shows coming up on Facebook, unfortunately. But you get to see the rebroadcast here on YouTube. Yay. And for those of you guys that do catch this show, it means a lot to us. We love the questions you ask us. We know we don't get to them all. We try to have fun. We try to answer as many of them as we can. Try to give you guys as much information as possible for this wonderful hobby that we've all taken, or should I say career for us, that you guys have all enjoy and participate in, which is car audio. Holidays like today, where we give thanks and we give giving, and we're together with our families and we get to have fun. You guys are part of our family. We wanted to make sure we included you in this special day. It's a day off for us. Hopefully it's a day off for you. Unless you work at Walmart, in which case you got to go to work at 6. Sucks for those guys, or 3, whatever. But anyways, thank you so much as always. We'll see you guys again Saturday. You have a wonderful day. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your family. And there again, Uber, Lyft, they're cheap. If you're going to do something silly tonight, make sure you take one of those home. Keep it safe. Be safe. Thanks for coming on the show today, Haley. Boring Life of Dean and Haley is where you can find her. Of course, you can find us on, well, where you're at right now.
Yep.
We'll see you guys Saturday. Have a good night. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.